Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be speaking about the most important shot in tennis, which is the tennis serve. So the serve is an incredibly tough shot to master, and as a beginner, I'm sure it's very overwhelming to try and learn the serve. So in this video, I'm going to break down how to serve for a beginner. So we're going to start off nice and easy, and I'm going to take you through all the steps that you need in order to learn how to hit a tennis serve. Step one is put your racket down. We're not going to touch our racket for a while. The first thing we're going to do is learn how to throw overarm. The tennis serve is essentially an overarm throw. That's the main action of the serve, and that's the action and the movement that we need to master in order to serve efficiently. So I see many beginners come up and serve and they end up patting the ball like this with their racket, and you see that same motion with how they throw the ball. So a poor throwing motion would be here and just kind of throwing it out in front of you like this, whereas the throwing motion we want is to come into here and throw properly. So we're going to break down the throwing mechanics, which will then translate into your real serve with a racket. So first things first, you're going to want to stand in an open space where you can throw a ball quite far. So maybe with a wall in front of you like me, or on the baseline of the tennis court. Step one is to ensure that our throwing mechanics are sound. So our stance is shoulder width apart. We're turned pointing to the side of our target. Next, our dominant hand is going to face the side that we're facing. We're going to put the ball in our dominant hand. Non-dominant hand is going to come up like this. We're not going forward. It's going to come up a little bit, and that movement from there to there, naturally you'll find that this shoulder drops and this elbow drops. This is really important for the serve. This replicates our ball toss, because when we throw the ball up, our non-dominant hand comes up and our dominant shoulder falls down. So we're like in a straight line here. We don't want misalignment. So we don't want this elbow and this shoulder to not be in line with this one. So you see how that's out of line there? This is a straight line. So we have our ball pointing that way. Next step is to then think about rotating from the ball facing to that side. You then want to bring it inwards here. So essentially, the movement that I'm going to explain to you is a movement with your hand from out to in to out again. Okay, so out to in to out. So you can just practice that without the ball. Out to in to out. So once you've got that feeling correct, so out to in to out, now you can add in trying to throw the ball. So out to in to out. And again, out to in to out. Out to in to out. Once you've had maybe 10 reps of completing the correct out to in to out throws, and you're feeling confident with that, that's when you can grab your racket. So now that we've got our racket in our hand, the first thing to consider is how we hold the racket for our serve. So we're going to want to place our racket on edge, and if you look at the different bevels of your racket, we're going to want to take the second bevel. So the flat bevel on the top is bevel number 1, and then we're just going to want to move one place to the right if you're right-handed, or one place to the left if you're left-handed, and your index knuckle then rests on the bevel. That's one place to the right of the top bevel here. So this is called continental grip. So this is the correct grip for serving. You should hold the grip with a little bit of distance in your index finger between the rest of your fingers to make your grip a little bit nice and loose. If you hold it like a hammer, your hand can't move as freely as if it were to have that little bit of space in between. From there, we're going to take the racket back into the abbreviated position, just where we were when we were throwing the ball, but now we're trading the ball for the racket. So this is called the trophy position. You might have heard of this before. This is the position that you see all players get into before they then drop the racket and swing forward into contact. If you're a beginner, you might see some more advanced players starting their swing from here. So they start their swing here, and then they come and bring their racket down to generate momentum and speed, and then that's when they find their trophy position. But for today, we're just going to be looking at how we serve from this abbreviated swing to make it nice and simple for you guys. Let's get back into this position here, our trophy position. So from there, that's when we drop the racket inward. So our hands going from out to then in, to then moving out again. Out, in, out, out, in, out. So guys, once you feel comfortable and you feel like you've got that movement down to a T without hitting the ball, that's when you can try and add in the ball. So the key thing now to think about, now that we're adding the ball in, is how we toss the ball. So I want you guys to just start off again in that abbreviated pose in the trophy position, and then from there you're going to take the ball a little bit higher and you're just going to place the ball out in front of you here. So the ball doesn't have to be too high up, and you're going to have a straight arm that's going to toss up, trying to hold the ball in your around your fingertips like this, nice and loose. Place the ball right where you want it, just a little bit out in front of you. So let's start then. So from here, trophy position, palms facing out, in, out. Palms facing out, in. At any point during those swings and hits up against the wall, or just practicing in that abbreviated swing, if you feel you're not getting that out to in to out motion, then just always go back a step. So take the ball out of the question and then start again with just your racket, or even go back to just the throws with the ball. So it's really important that you get the steps correct and you're not ingraining the incorrect technique. So always try to be doing the right thing, and if you feel yourself not in the correct technique, then just go back a step. But if you feel that you've done really well from this abbreviated pose, hitting those serves, that's when we can try and add in the take back. Now you're going to take the ball out of the question again. You're going to start practicing your shadow swings. You're going to start with your racket up here, non-dominant hand on the throat of the racket. You're going to drop the racket down. You're going to find this trophy position again, and then drop and hit, and then bring it back round, drop and hit. So you see here that this is all one fluid motion of the racket. My motion isn't breaking at all. It's one fluid service motion here. Okay, that's when you can then get on court and start using the ball to get that fluid motion going. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos to come. I'll see you guys in the next video.